Welcome to another episode of Extreme Metal Television. I'm your host, Simon. In this episode, we have an interview with Glenn Benton of Deicide and Lecherous Nocturne. But first, let's kick it off with a band profile.
Hammerdrone was formed in 2010 in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The band is currently working on their debut album.
Yeah, it was supposed to be done by now, but we've been checking out a couple of different engineers and studios and stuff. So we're hoping to get in and record sometime over the next month or so. So I guess, with luck, sometime during the summer we should have something actually recorded. So
have you nailed down the studio yet, or what are you actually looking for?
We've been looking at a couple.
It's in the works right now. So we're looking to shoot a maybe 3-song demo before the album comes out, actually, just to give people a taste.
So why don't you give us a little bit of history about the band? Tell us how Hammerdrone got started, really.
I guess Vinny and I used to be in Reverend Kill, and I guess it was about October 2010 or something we got together. We'd been in Rev Kill, you'd been in them for 5 years, I'd been there for 3 or something, and so we knew each other from that. And once we'd had our time in Rev Kill, we were looking for something new to do. We got talking, and then Vinny's brother Rick, he was looking for a band as well, and this motherfucker here, Curtis, so I knew him from another band as well. So the four of us got together, and then it was quest to find a bass player.
How would you categorize your sound then, I guess?
Like, when you have to put yourself in a genre is
It's
always
tough.
difficult.
It's tough to put yourself in a box, but
it is. But I mean, I think someone described us as kind of blackened death metal, and that's probably about right. Although some of the stuff that we play's kind of got some modern thrash elements, I'd say, to it as well. So, it's like I reckon it's like most modern metal bands. It's like I don't think there are that many bands anymore that just fall neatly into a fucking pigeonhole.
Some do, and some look to go that way. Do you think it's important for you guys to branch out and take in a bunch of different influences to create your sound? Do you think that's important to you guys?
I don't think we do it intentionally. Any influence kind of comes out naturally, just from what we all like as individuals.
Florida-based death metalers Deicide rolled through town, and we had a chance to speak to Glenn Benton. Now, I must say, he is quite the character. So we asked Glenn how everybody's liking the new album and how the tour is going.
All right, you guys are touring the To Hell with God album right now.
Yep.
And how's the tour going? How are the fans receiving the album right now?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Alternatives have been good. Strong response. Yep.
And you guys recorded the video Conviction for this. What?
I didn't record no video for nothing.
You guys, the Conviction video, the claymation video?
I have nothing to do with that. I think that video sucks.
All right. Well, that was
nothing to do with it.
That was one of our questions we were going to ask you.
Yeah,
what was the idea behind that?
It was somebody else's. It was an idea that I had for an older video that somebody thought would work as a claymation video, and major fail.
What are the main differences that you noticed between when Deicide first started and Deicide now?
I enjoy it now, and back then I didn't enjoy it.
And what are those reasons?
I think everybody knows what those reasons are.
Now, Deicide has been punishing fans with their brutal brand of death metal for 20 plus years, and they are no stranger to controversy, from bomb threats to Bob Larson. We asked Glenn if they still catch the religious flack that they used to.
Nah, they're too busy dusting off their wieners from all the fucking child abuse, sex fucking scandals they've been involved in. They ain't got time for the likes of me. They got their own fucking troubles.
All right, and I asked you about this before. What is your current relationship with Bob Larson?
I have no relation, never had any relation.
You don't recall any hilarious phone calls
I remember
to Mr. Bob?
incidences, years ago and that, but Bob's a fucking showman, you know what I mean? The show's all about entertainment. There's absolutely not one iota of fucking sincerity in that shit, so it's just all about money for him.
All right, and what can we expect from Deicide in the future? Albums, touring?
Well, I would expect the same thing you've been getting for all these years. Nothing less.
Going on tour as an underground metal band is not easy. Long drives, no sleep, and very little money is the norm, and sometimes it can get even worse. We caught up with Alex Lancia from Lecherous Nocturne and had a very candid interview about the band's last North American tour.
Let's start from the beginning. We played a couple shows on the East Coast, then we went into Canada, did Montreal, and after that show we were on the way to Quebec City. It was, probably 5 degrees Fahrenheit. It was super cold, and we had a trailer wheel bearing fail on us, so we're driving down the road 65, all nonchalant. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. We see this shower of sparks coming out from underneath one of the trailer tires, and we're like, oh, it's cool, we'll just slow down, we got it. Keeps getting worse and worse, and eventually we're like, all right, we're fucking stuck here, we have to get a tow truck. And after we finally did get pulled into the shop, the wheel was literally like falling off as we pulled in. So had we been a little less aware, it could have been really, really bad, because a whole wheel flying off a trailer with, however much gear in there would have been a whoa. And then after that, oh man, this tour has been pretty rough actually. We had to, well actually we didn't even fire him, but our vocalist at the time just got a cab and left.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to explain. You have to explain that a little bit.
I don't want to put out too much sketchy information, but this is a profession, and there's people who get in it for the wrong reasons. There's people who get in it just to party or escape. Really, that's the main thing. Is I think for a lot of people it just becomes simply an escape from normal life, but it's really a profession, and the people in that escapist category a lot of times are the ones that really struggle with addiction. And we had this vocalist that was giving us all the good signs at home. He was rehearsing well. We recorded an album with him. It turned out pretty good. Then we get out here and dude is hammered like 10 days in a row. And we keep telling him, like, look, dude, you can't get that fucked up out here or else we're gonna fire you. And then eventually we're driving down the road and dude like pisses all over the van in his sleep. Not just pissing his pants, I'm talking like full on, like whipping it out, pissing, and then tries to hide it. So after that, needless to say, we weren't very pleased, and we didn't even fire him. We were just gonna be like, dude, you are fucking lame. You fucked up. But on his own accord, he just got a cab and left. And now he's all trying to say like, oh, I'll meet you guys in Portland. After all this work I put in, you guys are gonna fire me? We're like, yeah, we are. Because dude just didn't learn. It's not like he couldn't perform his duties. He didn't get the professionalism side of it. You can't get completely shit hammered every night out here.
It's really rough, man.
Sorry to hear about that. After that, we got caught at the border for like 6-7 fucking hours. The promoter fucked up and booked the show in Winnipeg at this place that was listed as a bar, and in order to play a show in a bar you have to have a work permit, because a bar is open every day of the week selling drinks. So unlike a concert venue where you don't need this work permit that's only open occasionally, we kind of got screwed on that, so we had to wait until the venue was changed. So in this meantime area, we tried to pull back into the US, where we proceeded to get searched for like 3 hours. So, I mean, the guy's like feeling up our balls and stuff. He's like, you know, if we find something, it's gonna be $5,000. And then they come back, try to pull the bad cop thing. He's like, well, I mean, you know, it could be like $15,000. So they're really trying to scare us. I'm like, there's nothing in there, man. Go right ahead. So, as shitty as that may seem, it was actually a blessing in disguise, because had we proceeded through back into the U.S., we would have been, you know, a couple hours in the wrong direction, because we were going to go through a different border crossing called the North Portal. So luckily, getting searched actually gave us that little bit of time to turn back around and go into Winnipeg. So we got there at like 9 o'clock. We were set up and playing at 9:30. No warm-up, no nothing. First show without the vocalist. So the whole time we're driving up there, Ethan, our guitarist, is like frantically trying to get his vocals and guitar down. So it's, dude, it's been crazy.
Lecherous Nocturne's new album, Behold Almighty Doctrine, is due to be released later this year by Unique Leader Records. We asked Alex what drives the band to create music.
I think it's just our, I mean, plain and simply, it's our outlet for all of our, you know, angst, frustration, boredom, whatever, you know. It's really more of like honing our craft, I think, than anything. I mean, we're not a satanic band. We're not like a band that's in it to sell. I mean, it's a musician's band. We're here to hone our craft. We're out here to become better musicians. We're not here to like, I mean, we want to sell, but we're not like, you know, I don't want to bring up any examples from here, but I will. I mean, Jungle Rot, it's more straightforward. You know, it's easier for people who aren't musically inclined to pick it up. We're kind of on the opposite side. Yeah. We're a shred band, you know, musicians band. But with still a little bit of atmosphere mixed in, just for the sheer factor that we're not just a one-dimensional band. We change it up a good bit.
Well, that's it for another episode of Extreme Metal Television. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I'd also like to thank my co-hosts King and Dr. Gore. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at extrememetaltv@gmail.com. But before we let you go, here's some more live Deicide.